normal. And all right, I think I'm recording. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going all right. So we did it. We're podcasters.
You made a podcast.
Yeah, the world only had a few 100,000 of these, as far as I could tell. But now we're in it, and the door is closed. It's complete. There's no need for any others.
It's been a long journey. We started out like in 7th grade in Quincy Madison's piano class.
Yeah.
And just like with our sort of fundamentalist Christian brotherhood that we felt back then.
Yeah. Yeah, that little secret we had of like everybody but us is going to hell. So if you want any friends that are going to last for any amount of time, it's got to be me and you. And then, I think so that started there while our faith is being formed, the things that we believe are being formed. And we grew up. I became a pastor, you a theologian, or so you say. I don't know. I've never seen any proof of this. You've never seen any proof that I'm a pastor. We've lived in separate worlds, but that's what we say is going on. And we discovered, like kind of reaching out to each other again, that we both had done a lot of dismantling of the things that we believed in 7th grade, or that we were growing to believe the first time around. This whole thing that we're recording now started by me calling you and saying, I'm kind of having a bit of a crisis. Like, I think there's some stuff I'm supposed to believe if I want to keep my job as pastor. But I'm not sure I believe that. And then you'd say something like, forget about your job, just worry about the truth. Or that's how I remember it.
Yeah. And then, we kept having these conversations and realizing that like other people are feeling this stuff too. Other people are having a lot of these same questions that we have. And we had this great friendship where we can talk it through and like had a little community of our own. But for a lot of people, it was like really isolating. And there's a lot at stake. Like some people's jobs are on the line, or marriages, or relationship with their family, or like their faith is on the line for sure.
Yeah. Well, you can't, I discovered like, I can't tell my mom that I'm thinking of, you know what I mean? Thanksgiving would be so awkward. Like she might try to take my children away from me. She would like, you're not going to raise our grandkids to believe the stuff that I taught you to teach them. Like it's a very isolating is the right word. It's painful and inherently lonely to start rethinking, especially when you're tied to community and the things that you believe are what kind of ties you there. So we thought this podcast could possibly, hopefully, become more like a community than just a source of information and entertainment. We're going to try to entertain you, and we're going to try to provide some information and help you think through some things and process some things and tell you what the Bible says about things and tell you about the ways that maybe we've misinterpreted the Bible as a church at large at times. We'll do the best that we can, but more than that, we want to create a safe space for you and us to ask some honest questions, where we could feel like it's okay to lose our religion altogether, to share our crises, and ultimately to maybe move forward to building, not just deconstructing faith, but actually reconstructing, like building something better together.
Yeah. So the way that you can kind of be part of this community is, first of all, you go to crisisoffaithpodcast.com. That's where you can subscribe to the podcast on whatever app you use to listen to podcasts. It would be super helpful to us if you would give us a review. Just tell us what you think about the podcast, and that helps it get in front of other folks' ears.
Yeah. Unless it's a bad review, keep those to yourself.
Yeah. You can also follow us on Instagram, where we share super funny memes.
The Instagrams.
And then really what we would love for you to do is tell us about your crises of faith, which you can also do at crisisoffaithpodcast.com. You can send us an email there telling us about your crisis of faith, or you can actually click the record button and send us a voice message about your crisis of faith, and we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. This is exciting work for me as a pastor. I definitely see how in church environments, I'm discovering even just people that I pastor. I was concerned about starting this in some ways initially because I was like, I don't know if some people are going to be okay with me having a crisis. But what I'm seeing more and more is that people want to be a part of something like this. People want us to ask big questions. And if you're okay with that, if you're into us saying sometimes, I don't know about this, if you're okay with a pastor and a theologian like both shrugging our shoulders, can you hear this on podcast? If you're okay with us shrugging our shoulders and just saying, I don't know, maybe there's some solidarity to be found in that. There's some unity to be discovered in that. So please subscribe, follow, join this community with us.
Deuces.